From NPR News, I'm Stephen Skip.
And I'm Michelle Martin.
Marketplace Morning Report is coming up next, and then in 10 minutes at 9 o'clock, it's the BBC News Hour on WNYC. Let's check in with London to see what they're working on. Good morning, London.
Good morning, WNYC. I'm James Menendez. Today on NewsHour, Ukraine's accused Russia of blowing a hole in a critical dam in southern Ukraine, threatening homes and a nuclear power station. We'll have the latest. Also, a special report from Afghanistan into the Taliban's efforts to clamp down on opium production. That's BBC NewsHour at 9 on WNYC.
We've got hazy skies over New York City. That's mostly due to patchy smoke from those Canadian wildfires. It'll be partly sunny and breezy today. We could see a scattered thunderstorm later on this afternoon, with highs today in the upper 70s. 65 degrees, hazy skies.
WNYC is supported by Swan Galleries, with contemporary art at auction, June 8th, featuring works from the collection of Norman Dolph and spanning abstract expressionism through 21st century art. More at swangalleries.com and on the Swan app. Leadership funding for WNYC is provided by the Jerome L. Green Foundation, a proud supporter of New York City's major cultural institutions.
On the next All of It, when great artists do bad things, it poses a moral dilemma. Do you feel comfortable watching a Woody Allen movie? Can you still read Harry Potter? Author Claire Dederer writes about whether and how to separate an artist from their art in her new book, Monsters, A Fan's Dilemma. She joins us to discuss and take your calls about morality and art. I'm Allison Stewart. Join me for All of It weekdays at noon on WNYC.
What's next with U.S. regulators calling the biggest cryptocurrency platform an illegal exchange?
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Palo Alto Networks. Palo Alto Networks delivers what's next in cybersecurity innovation to protect today's digital way of life. Learn more at paloaltonetworks.com.
I'm David Brancaccio in New York. Cryptocurrency prices dropped sharply, with Bitcoin down another 3.8% now after the Securities and Exchange Commission announced yesterday it's suing the world's largest crypto exchange. Among the accusations against Binance, it allegedly mishandled customer funds. SEC Chair Gary Gensler said, quote, the public should beware of investing on these unlawful platforms. Binance said in a statement that all user assets are safe. Marketplace's Stephanie Hughes has more on where the digital currency movement goes from here.
Gil Luria, a senior software analyst at D.A. Davidson, has been excited about crypto for a decade now. He says it's important to remember that many of these cryptocurrencies are just open source software, and it's not their fault that an exchange they're traded on is having legal problems.
The software doesn't know or care who uses them and who allows you to buy or sell those crypto assets through.
Luria says lawsuits like the one the SEC is bringing against Binance point to the need for more regulation around cryptocurrency. Amy Wall, who's written several books on taxation and crypto, says it's too good of an idea to go away.
The question is, can we make it serve us? Can we tame it to the point where it's controllable and people can rely on it?
But even if people feel like they can rely on the cryptocurrencies themselves, when the exchanges prove to be less than reliable, it means there are fewer places for these assets to be traded, which makes crypto a less attractive investment. I'm Stephanie Hughes for Marketplace.
And there's news breaking. The SEC is suing another crypto exchange called Coinbase, saying it failed to register with regulators as an exchange. Markets Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ futures are all down about 0.1%. The price of wheat is up 3% today in Chicago amid news of the dam break in Ukraine, a major grain producer. And boy, did experts get it wrong predicting the price of Apple's new headset unveiled at the big developers conference yesterday. They look like ski goggles and will blend virtual images with what's really out there. Predictions were for maybe a $500 price point. Actual price for a Vision Pro rig, $3,499 plus tax, about the same price as a fancy Mac Studio computer with 64 gigs of RAM. An apples to apples comparison, surely.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Amazon Business. From small business to big enterprise and everything in between, Amazon Business helps simplify the supplies buying process. Amazon Business, your partner for smart business buying. And by Affinity, helping investors navigate the relationship economy with the CRM built for private capital markets. Affinity.co/marketplace. And by Grammarly, offering Grammarly Business to help companies large and small communicate better and move faster with enterprise-grade generative artificial intelligence. Learn more at Grammarly.com/business.
Let's turn now to a career that is only set to grow no matter which way the economy cycles in the coming years: outer space. About a year ago, some of the biggest space players came together to form what's called the Space Workforce 2030 program to bring diversity to the next generation of aerospace workers. Key part of this were companies like Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and Boeing pledging to bring on 3,000 paid summer interns from a range of backgrounds through the remainder of this decade.
My name is Hunter Mack. I'll be interning at Aerospace Corporation for the second time. I'm at University of Texas at Austin getting my master's in electrical and computer engineering. Yeah, it was such an empowering experience to see people in very high positions that looked like me, people who were in charge and being leaders that looked like me, and having someone that I could talk to that understands my experience and like what it's like to be, an African American in this space, and listen to their stories and learn from them.
Joining us now is Steve Isakowitz, President and CEO of the Aerospace Corporation, which is a nonprofit that does technical analysis for the government and private sector. Welcome.
Thank you, David.
There's some big names attached to this initiative. Your company, I see SpaceX, Lockheed Martin, NASA Jet Propulsion Lab. How's it work? Lots of interns from minority backgrounds? That's the goal?
Yeah, today is literally the most exciting time to be in the space program. Everything from Webb Telescope, exploring Mars, it couldn't be more exciting. And the challenge that we have is we know that to maintain our ability to be innovative, we've got to have a more diverse workforce. So we decided as an industry, instead of competing for fixed talent, let's increase the pool of that talent and work together to make that happen. So yes, you're referring to one of our initiatives as part of doing this, which is a national space internship program where we're bringing in diverse students to have a great experience at our company and hopefully pursue a career.
At what level? The college level?
Yes, we have reached out, and in our first year, we got over 1,000 students applying for the initiative. We are making sure that not only do we bring them in to have a great summer experience, but we're going to try to help them develop as a cohort. They get to know each other, to network with each other, hopefully inspire other students. And then the real test is, do we hire these students? Every year as an industry, we are reporting on metrics to show that we are making advances in terms of our technical workforce, the leadership at our companies, and we're making a difference at the universities and K through 12.
You hear pushback, some who might say, why not get your interns based on qualifications only and don't add identity to those qualifications?
Yeah, that's a false choice. There is no shortage of the highest quality students that are out there. The problem that we have is we are not reaching those high quality students who have more of a diverse background. That's what our effort needs to be, is to really go where those students are. But many often that these students, particularly with diverse backgrounds, don't necessarily see themselves as doing this kind of job. And so that's what this internship is about.
So have you had a cohort come through your particular company yet, or you'll see the first ones this summer?
As part of the National Space Internship, this is going to be the first summer that we're doing it. And what's nice about this coalition between the companies is we are sharing best practices. In fact, one of the things we're planning to do this summer is to have CEOs get on with virtual meetings with these students, talk about their careers, talk about their experiences, have these students meet with each other, take tours at our different companies so they can see some of the other exciting things that are going on.
Steve Isakowitz, President and CEO of the Aerospace Corporation. Mr. Isakowitz, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our producers are James Graham, Ollie Dalbertanson, Ariana Rosas, Alex Schroeder, and Erica Soderstrom. Our senior producer is Meredith Gerritsen-Morby. In New York, I'm David Brancaccio. It's the Marketplace Morning Report. 8 p.m., American Public Media.